during the first look photos, there was a
Your dick
picture that
hard?
we and I whispered to her, I'm like, yo, I can't turn around, my fucking dick hard right now.
Bro, you would have been up there in front of 70 people, or how many people were there with a boner?
Facts. Everybody else got tears. My dick crying.
Your
But,
dick is crying.
Yeah, with pre-cum.
Why did you have to ask him? You knew what he was
I
saying.
know, but I wanted him to say it for the pod.
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
Welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 69. Nice. Got my boy Blonde Lukey in the building, got AJ in the building, and then Phil wanted to be a little business today, so we missing Phil. But it's been a while since all three of us have been on the pod. First and foremost, Lukey, you was on a trip.
Facts.
To Italy. How was that? Tell the people about the trip.
There was a couple places in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was beautiful. Like, probably the best trip I've ever been on.
Why you did your hands like that?
Beautiful. Yeah, probably the best trip I ever been on. I've been telling people about the food, like, and the views. But we started in Rome, just because the flight was the cheapest from Miami to Rome.
Okay.
Then we ended up in, I'm not butchering this, Cinque Terre.
Cinque. I thought it was Cinque.
I mean, everyone that while we were there were saying something to sound like SH
really?
or CH. So we just started like bullshitting, and hopefully like it makes sense to.
Oh, that's how I heard Cindy pronounce it. That's why I said.
Yeah, well, she definitely pronounced it wrong.
Never mind.
Yeah, I think it's Cinque Terre. But what it is 5 towns. So that's the name. It's a region. But the 5 towns, like, they're easily accessible from the train. So you get like a $15 train ticket. You can go like unlimited times for the day or whatever. But all 5 towns are built like on the side of the mountain.
Okay.
And it's just live to see like all the houses kind of like stacked up on each other. I guess pretty much what you see in pictures, overlooking the water. So it's right on the coast, like the northwest side of Italy. And then from there we went to Venice, and this was probably the only like hiccup in the trip. We get there and I'm like messaging the Airbnb person, and I'm like, we're gonna show up a little bit late. Like, I know check-in time, like it shows like this range for a check-in time, but we're gonna show up like an hour. You could put it in the mic. You could put it in the mic.
Yo,
so everyone knows.
He's singing Bonjour. He starts screaming.
Put it on the mic so they can hear.
They're not doing it yet, bro.
Anyway.
For those that are confused, AJ's looking up the pronunciation of the town, city.
He didn't believe me. It's definitely not Cinque, or however it looks.
But you've also been stated as notorious for pronouncing things.
Yes,
wrong.
but I was also there, and Italian people were like saying Cinque.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh,
so
I
don't
got
know
it right here. Yo, he was spitting for a minute.
Yeah, he talked for like 30.
In Italy.
He might pronounce it again.
Terre. Cinque Terre in Italy.
Bro, stop talking.
Sorry.
Terre. Cinque Terre, which means the
That's how
five
you said it.
earth.
I mean, I think so. I don't know. We can go back to the receipts. But
Cinque.
like Cinque, I think I was saying Cinque, but yeah, something like that. Anyway, it's
like
5 towns, bro. Another thing, if you're going to Italy, pack light. I told Cindy, I was like, I'm gonna pack just a backpack, like, and whatever I can fit in the backpack, that's all I'm gonna take, bro.
That's because you wear black every day, so you know.
That's true. That's true. Like, I could wear, and we had washers and dryers in like 5 of the 6 Airbnbs, so like I knew that I was gonna get to wash my clothes. Anyway, she starts packing like a few days before. Starts with like 1 suitcase, then it's 2 suitcases. We ended up going with 4 suitcases, 2 checked, 2 carry-on, and 2 backpacks.
Oh my gosh!
And all my clothes could have fit in just my backpack, bro.
So I do want to ask: did she wear all the fits that
she wore? Most of, like, I'd say like 95% of the fits. because we were there for like almost 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
so
she had
you
the option to wear everything.
Do you also think, in retrospect, that she was like, "Damn, Luke, I should have listened to you. You were right. I should have."
And I will. I'll talk about that.
All
So Cinque Terre is, or Cinque Terre is, all 5 of the towns are built vertically because it's on the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
So anywhere you go, you got to walk up like 1,000,000 steps, or one place had an elevator, but you have to walk up like a ton of steps, or it's just a steep incline.
And you had to carry all that shit, right?
Well, I had to carry like the 2 biggest ones.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we traveled by train. And when you're switching from, like, let's say you have a connection somewhere, like in Pisa or something, as you're going to Venice, like you might have to go down the subway up to another track. And so, like, you have maybe like 30 seconds to get from one train to the next. And I'm sitting there with like fucking 2 bags that are like 50 pounds each.
Yeah.
And she has the 2 carry-ons that are like,
And she's like, Luke, hurry up. We're going to miss the train.
20 pounds. Plus, we didn't go, like, obviously we didn't travel with an umbrella, so we bought one for cheap when we were there. So we're, like, literally carrying the umbrella everywhere we go, which, like, it isn't convenient. So, like, literally running up and down with the bags, bro, my shoulders were dead. My legs were dead from going up all the stairs. But anyway, and I'll talk about, like, what we would do differently. But then we went to Venice, which was really nice. I would say... Oh, I think I was talking about the Airbnb. When we got there, I let him know. I was like, "Hey, we're gonna show up like an hour after the check-in time." Like I let him know like well in advance, based on when our train was getting in, because I think we missed the first train. Anyway, he never responds to me. We get there, like I'm calling him like 5 times, doesn't respond. At that point, it's like super late. We're calling like Airbnb customer service, trying to get them to figure it out. Like, what can we do? Anyway, Airbnb ends up putting us up in like a spot, like a nice ass spot in the middle of Venice.
Hey.
So at first we weren't like on the island. We were like just right off of it, and we were going to go to the island like every day. But they put us like right in the middle of Venice. So we didn't kind of plan for like boat travel because that's the only way you can get there. But anyway, it took like 30 minutes to get to the Airbnb. It was nice as shit. Like Venice is beautiful. Like literally views the what's the boat shit called?
Gondolas.
The gondolas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We did the gondola ride. If anyone's watching that's going to Italy, like if you're gonna do the gondola ride, start inside the alleys. Don't start on like the main river. Start inside like the, what are they called, like creeks? We already talked about this before.
Canals.
Yeah, start inside the canals. Because if you start outside, it takes a while to get inside, and then you miss a lot of the views because it's like a 45-minute timer. Anyway, from Venice, we went to Naples and Positano, which is the Amalfi Coast. Very similar to Cinque Terre, where it's like all vertical. So again, like that shit was, bro. There was one town we went to where we had to walk like maybe like 1,000 steps, like just straight up. Like it took, I think it was like we were walking everywhere, so we would like map it, and it'd be like, oh, it's like a 30-minute walk, but like 25 minutes of that is just steps. Yeah. So that shit's kind of ass, but but anyway, the views were beautiful. Like the food was good as fuck. The food was inexpensive, which was nice. Like you could go to a Michelin star restaurant and get like a full meal for like $10-12, which is like fucking Wendy's.
Yeah.
Like fast food.
What was the favorite type of food that you had while you were out there?
It was probably Italian food?
Yeah, it was pasta. We had carbonara, which was fire. The cured pork cheek was so good. We had a lemon risotto with shrimp. Yeah. That shit was, because they actually added like lemon zest and everything too. Mm-hmm. So every bite, like it was weird because like you'll drink something after like in a hot day and it'll be refreshing, but I've never eaten something and that shit was like refreshing. Yeah. So and it tasted good as fuck. So that was good. And
the pizza, you fucked with it?
Yeah, the pizza when we were in Naples, which I think is where, I don't know if that's where pizza started.
I'm pretty sure.
Like was invented.
That's what I think I said that to you, right?
Yeah. But the pizza place that we went to was a Michelin star restaurant.
You said that line was really long, right? Or was that a different place?
No, that was a different place. The pizza was literally $7, and it was like probably top 3 pizzas I've ever had.
That's crazy.
And that's for like the whole pie. So yeah, the food was good as fuck. If you're in Rome, go to De Enzo 29. There's a long ass wait. That's the place with the wait. We waited like an hour and a half standing. Like, you don't put your name down and just like sit. You have to stand in line the entire time. So we waited an hour and a half. The food was so good that we ended up going back and
Go
waited.
back in line?
No. We ended up going back. And we said like, oh, we're gonna show up as soon as they open, like, so we don't have to wait in line, or a little bit before they open. We didn't end up doing that, and we had to wait another like hour 45 the next day we went, but it was still worth it.
That's crazy.
And then from Naples and Positano, we went to Paris, which was nice as fuck. I mean, to me, it's like another New York, but it's a good change of pace. Like, I think it's a lot more fast paced than. More fast-paced, like wider streets, a different food as well. So it's a good change of pace. I got a cut there from a good-ass barber, dyed my hair blonde, and then we went back to Rome, and then flew back. But Cindy and I were talking about 3 things that we would do differently, and we didn't like actually have a discussion, like just agreeing with each other. Like, I thought of 3 things, and then she thought of 3 things, and then we kind of like. I wanted to see what her I wanted to see what her 3 things were. The first was we would pack lighter.
Okay.
That was number 1, because like, bro, that shit, we were worn out. The second thing is we would stay longer in Naples.
Hold on real quick. You think you brought the perfect amount of clothing?
With just my backpack?
Yeah.
Bro, I would have been happy with like just 1 carry-on each.
Okay.
Like, that would have been fine. But having 4 suitcases,
yeah, that's
like
OD.
That's OD, bro. Like, I know we went for a while, but that's OD. And everywhere we went, like every Uber driver we had or Airbnb person, were like, because we were only staying like 3 days, 4 days in each spot. So everyone was like, why are you packing so much for 3 days?
And I'm sure most of the Ubers you took were probably like tiny ass smart cars and shit.
Yeah,
like
we had to like
Fiats.
request vans, because we would request, like, we would put in an Uber request and it would like be a Fiat or something, like a Fiat 500. So we had to request like vans and anyway, another thing, not something we do differently, but Uber Blacks or just Uber is cheaper than a taxi.
Wow.
Yeah. In Italy. So if anyone's going, consider that. Yeah, the second thing we would do is stay in Naples longer. So we planned Naples for like 7 days. And Cindy's on like IG, and some influencer that she follows was like, oh, I'm going to Naples. Where should I go? Like in Naples, like to eat and all that. And she got like 200 responses or something of just, don't go to Naples. It's dangerous. Like there's a lot of crime, all this shit. So obviously Cindy's like terrified.
Yeah.
And usually I'd be terrified, but I was like, it's probably not even that bad. Like Naples is probably completely fine. Anyway, she ended up like making me change it from 7 days to just 2 days in Naples. But then we get to Naples and it's nice as fuck. Like it was probably one of our favorite places just because it felt so authentic.
Yeah.
Like Positano and Cinque Terre, like they're nice and the views are nice because it's right on the coast, but like it's very touristy. So like you're walking down to the beaches in both of those places and like it's just tourist shops.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of whack to me, other than the views. But when you're like going down cobblestone alleys and like you can find a restaurant that's like down this tiny little alley that you could barely fit down, like that shit is kind of cool to me. And that's where we got like the best food and everything too.
Yeah.
So yes, staying in Naples longer was the second thing. And we didn't encounter like any crime at all. The third thing was we would either do less cities or stay for longer with the amount of cities that we went to. So I think we did like 5 or 6 different cities over 18 or 19 days. It just felt like we were always on the go, and like we could barely relax.
Yeah.
Because we were like from city to city. I mean, it was still nice because like who knows when the next time we'll get to go is. So we wanted to see like everything we could, but definitely like if I were to do it over, I would do probably less cities over that 18, 19 days, or just stay a little bit longer.
Got you.
So,
and then with it, I know you said it was super touristy out there, but the people there, they spoke enough English to where you didn't need like a Google Translate or a translator or anything like that.
Yeah. I would say only in I think it was it France? Only in France did we have that issue, I think, where all of the menus and places we went, because we tried to stay out of like the touristy areas.
Yeah.
It was all in French. So like we had to pull out Google Translate. Like Google Translate, the app, has the thing where you pull up your camera and it can translate the words in real time. So we had to use that a lot. But other than that, like most people spoke English really well.
That's lit.
Yeah.
So you also said that this is probably your favorite trip that you have taken. So top 3 trips that you have taken, what is it?
That's tough. Denver was really dope to me. Like we went in January, so it was like snowing and it was around like probably one of the coldest times you can go. But so just driving through like the mountains in Denver, that was dope to me, even though I got sick and had to fucking pay for oxygen. Paris the first time was cool for me.
You said you liked that tour you got in Mexico that one time?
Other than the tour, like Tulum.
The iguana tours?
Other than the iguana tour,
Tulum
Tulum was up there too. So if you're clipping that, like you could put the iguana thing. But yeah, Tulum was dope. I mean, I feel like we've been so many places. Tulum was dope. Yeah. Paris, the first time I went was kind of cool. Because we only stayed in Paris the whole time. But yeah, I would say this is number 1. I mean, Cindy and I have been a lot of places just in the last year. And like we've only been together for a year and a half, but we've been to Dallas, Nashville, LA, Tulum, Denver, now Italy and Paris. We've been to Chicago twice or 3 times, New York once. Like we've just been kind of all over the place. I'm probably forgetting somewhere. But yeah, this is number 1. Yeah, Nashville.
That's lit. Anything else about the trip?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that was kind of a long ass recap.
So you get back to Florida, and literally the next day is my wedding. And so the wedding, to me, it was a great time. It didn't go perfectly, but it still went extremely well. So it was supposed to be an outdoor wedding right on the water in Fort Lauderdale. And the entire week, I'm just fucking checking the weather app every single day. It's just Friday was the only day that was consistently going to rain. That's when my wedding was. So I'm like trying to be hopeful, thinking like, all right, we live in Florida. Like it always says it's going to rain. It's going to pass over. And then the day of, it's just saying like 60%, whatever the fuck it was. So morning, it was fine. Like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock when the guys were getting ready at the hotel, looked straight. And then it just around like 12 o'clock, the skies was gray the entire time, pouring. So wedding planner contacts me saying, Zach, we're going to have to move it inside. I'm like, I figured, which kind of sucked because that was the whole reason we picked the venue that we picked. But I knew it was out of our control, so I didn't want to trip about it too much. And I was more so worried about Tatiana because y'all that listen to the podcast at this point, you know me. Obviously, y'all too know me. Like, I'm not going to trip about small shit. Mm-hmm. So, but I was just like, fuck, Tatiana going to freak out, and that's going to ruin the whole day. But she was fine. She didn't freak out. And then I feel like I don't want to jump right into all the other stuff. But so the rain, and then also when I walked down the aisle, this was something from day one when we were talking about music that I had stressed about. So I'm a big Kanye fan. Y'all know we Kanye stands on this podcast. So My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, favorite album. I wanted them to play All the Lights interlude when I walked down the aisle. If you listen to the album, it's beautiful. The piano, violins, string instruments, all that. And so when I walk down the aisle, they play the actual song, which I had stressed a million times. Do not play the actual song, but
you should have stopped there. Play the interlude. I'm walking back out.
Was it the DJ?
So I don't know whose fault it really was. I don't know if it was the officiant. I don't know if it was the wedding planner or the DJ.
Yeah.
But the DJ, he has an app. So like for each things like throughout the timeline of the night, like I can put what songs I want. And I know I put All the Lights interlude.
Dang, what if it was your fault?
It 100% was not
kidding,
my
I'm
fault.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Now you got me nervous. I might have to check after this. But
Oh, you can still go and check on the app?
honestly, I'm not even sure.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so they play the wrong thing. But outside of those two
Bro, check right now.
blunders, all right, I will check right now.
Check right now.
Let's
So
see.
the
Those two
rain
blunders.
thing was like, I really wanted it to be outside too, but it was kind of funny when it was pouring rain and Justin's literally like, we could still do it outside.
Yeah.
Like it's like super when he's like it cleared up for a second. We can do it. I'm like yo.
No, there was a point when it was actually raining and he was like, I think we could still go outside. I was like, bro, no way.
Look, yeah,
He was
All the
serious,
Lights
too.
interlude. So it was not my fault.
Okay. Bet.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No,
everything
that's
with
fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. So I was just saying it was funny when it was literally
Yeah,
pouring.
Justin was trying to have it happen.
Yeah, man. I mean, we all were, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like the inside, they try to make best of it, but it wasn't as beautiful as what it could have been. But
So the inside was the room just empty up until like they found out that it was going to be inside?
Yeah, they
I
just
guess
set a
so.
backup room for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
but I mean, we
okay,
knew.
that makes sense.
Yeah, we
That was
knew-
going to be the reception room, and that just
Mm.
became the wedding and reception.
I
room.
feel
Yeah.
like what would have been better is if they thought about like obviously Florida, like the weather's wild, like
Mhm.
it could rain and it could say it's going to be sunny all day. But like I feel like they should have set up for both. Like if you're a wedding planner,
It was set up for what you talking about?
No, I'm
Well, you're saying set up two different locations.
Yeah, set up the two different locations, like inside and outside. I don't mean like outside is set up and it's like, oh, it's gonna rain. Okay, now we got to move everything inside.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
they-
you can't do that because you have like I'm sure they bought certain flowers and
Yeah.
stuff because they wanted to look a certain way and certain decor, so you
Yeah.
have to.
You don't think they could just buy two of shit?
Stuff's
Well, then
expensive.
they might charge
You might,
us.
you're gonna
I
charge.
get-
You're gonna
I
because
mean, I
sometimes
guess,
they just
yeah.
outsource that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, I mean, just to me, it would make like because
We weren't delayed, or anything,
especially
you know?
for like us when we're planning an event. Like for me at least, I feel like the contingency plan is already like
Right, they had the
I mean, I
contingency
guess,
plan
yeah.
set. It was just
I guess. Okay.
you just
From the outside looking in.
everything was still on time and everything. You know,
Yeah.
like we weren't delayed or anything.
Yeah, but I just felt like it could have been liver.
Yeah,
Like the inside.
for
They
sure.
could have made it liver.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe just they don't. I don't know.
But the thing is, with me and Tatiana, we didn't like ask and buy a lot of decoration because like if it's outside, inside, like we didn't have much, so
Yeah.
inside still would have been
The views or
yeah.
the decoration.
Yeah,
outside.
exactly.
Yeah.
The views are what we wanted, and it's like, all right,
Mhm.
nobody's gonna pay attention to decorations when you have this ocean front
Yeah.
view. But obviously that was taken away. Because also the way that the hotel, the inside was set up, like we weren't facing the water anymore with it inside. You were facing,
Another
Yeah.
another hotel.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But I'm not tripping off of that. We still had a great time. The officiant was dope, which a lot of people had made comments about her, and enjoyed
really?
her. Yeah, like good
Oh, good
comments.
comments.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
She was funny. The way she read was just like
yeah.
it felt like she was a kindergarten teacher reading a story to a class.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But who wrote what was being said? Because
So
y'all could have left out a lot of that.
no, so she sent out a questionnaire to me and Tatiana, like the longest fucking questionnaire I've
Mhm.
ever seen in my life. And obviously we answered, and then she looks it over and kind of creates the script
Okay.
based off of our answers, and then she sent it to us, but Tatiana and I were busy with so much other shit. So she asked if we had edits, and I was just like, this is straight. Like, of course, I did send her some edits, but there was nothing where I was like, oh, take this out, take this
Yeah.
out. Because how long would you say that the ceremony
I mean,
was?
I don't think the ceremony was like too long.
Yeah.
I just the reason I say take stuff out is because like there were some like things in there that were just suspect.
Like what?
Like Zach had like she was like Zach put out a Snapchat story about
No.
entertain
Yeah.
me or something.
Entertain me.
And then it was like she entertained you and you were like, I don't believe that you're old enough. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
all that stuff could have been like left.
I was just like, she could have used different words.
Different
Yeah,
words.
yeah,
Yeah. So she was like, and then he still didn't think she was old enough.
Yeah.
And then like he needed to see her ID and then talk to her mom. And the
Julian-
whole time I'm like,
Julian busted out laughing. I forgot what part it was.
I think it was
but
the Snapchat part.
it was it was Snapchat. Entertain on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Julian goes. And
So it was funny.
obviously I
Yeah.
lose it. I'm sitting there
Yeah.
sweating. Oh man.
But I mean, it was funny.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
entire
yeah.
audience, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
guests were all laughing too.
But definitely, like, while I was listening, I was like, but there's another way she could have said that. It wasn't so suspect.
Yeah. No, I mean I did read that, but that's the story. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna ask her to change it when this is how it actually happened.
Yeah.
But nah, people enjoyed her. She was slightly expensive, but now that we've gotten so many like positive comments about her, it's like, all right, it was kind of worth it. When we definitely could have went with someone like half the price, but
Yeah.
and
It would have
then
been like me, monotone and shit.
the open bar, that was true. I feel like so I didn't even go to the bar once because obviously Tatiana and I, bride and groom, so everyone was just feeding us drinks, whether it was the wedding planners, friends, guests, all that. I didn't go to the bar a single time, neither did Tatiana. But all the drinks that I asked for, like I feel like I wasn't drunk the entire night until I started drinking champagne. Because the entire night I was drinking, or the entire day really, from the morning when we were getting ready, we were drinking tequila. Then come the wedding and all that, I was getting tequila and Sprite. None of that.
yeah, I don't know what he was saying.
Yeah, I think he was like he just mixed up his words.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
He said then come.
You said I was drinking tequila and
Then-
Sprite, then
then
come,
Oh,
the
then,
wedding.
Then comes the wedding.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
and I
comes
was
the-
drinking.
There was an S in there.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
comes the
that
wedding,
time.
and I was drinking more tequila and Sprite, and none of that was making me like I didn't even feel tipsy.
Which
Wait.
is wild because the bartender I felt like was putting a decent amount of
You
liquor
think?
in there.
Yeah, so I was like, I might just start taking shots, which I took a couple.
Zach's trying to get loose.
Yeah, then came the champagne, and that's when I started feeling it, and I blacked out at certain parts of the night, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the open bar is always a live idea.
Yeah,
Like I feel like any wedding should have an open bar.
yeah.
So that was live. The only thing I would say is like, I mean, when it was busy, like maybe two people. Like when we first got there. After the ceremony, like everyone rushed the bar.
Yeah.
And it was like one lady, like literally
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
struggling. It looked like she was like
Oh,
trying
in the
to rush-
reception, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
fucking, I gotta do
They
shit
should have
quick.
had a couple
Yeah.
people there, yeah.
Maybe just like two, but at the actual like dinner part of the night, I don't even know what the fucking parts of the night are called, but the dinner part, like at that point it was fine because like everyone wasn't rushing the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, the open bar was lit. The DJ played good songs.
So
The only thing,
Yeah.
and I know I feel like you're gonna say this. The transitions could have been better, but
No.
I feel like he played good music.
yeah. So I had so many fucking songs on the app. I think I had like 100, close to 115 songs. So obviously he's not gonna play that, play all those songs. I also, when I met with him for the very first time, I'm like, hey, you have the autonomy to play whatever you want. If you feel like the vibe is right, play this. And I feel like this nigga played so many songs that I didn't ask for.
Oh,
where it's
really?
not, it wasn't like bad songs. It was like, all right, these are cool songs, but it's like, damn, I really wish you would have played some of the songs that I asked you to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Because the vibe could have been way better.
It's almost like he had like a preset like wedding mix.
Yeah.
I mean, like there were some songs where I was like, okay, I feel like Zach wouldn't have requested
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So it would be kind of wild if like you literally put in all that work and sent him all that music and he didn't play it. He just played whatever he wanted.
No, I'd say he probably played like 75% of what I asked for.
Okay. I know that some of them there's no way he knew about it. Like the dance hall stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But also like
There
the
were
soca.
some.
I think
there
it was some soca.
Yeah, there were some dancehall and soca songs that I didn't ask for that he played, which I'm
Oh, really?
100%. Yeah, I told you he was hype about when he saw some of the
Oh.
dancehall songs.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, so that was his kind of, because he was a Dominican dude. So I mean, he's from South Florida, so he probably is used to playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
But again, he played a lot of shit that I didn't ask for. But all in all, I had a great night. It was hot as fuck in there. So if you've seen pictures or videos of me turning up, I had no shirt on.
It really wasn't that hot.
It wasn't, bro.
I was dripping sweat.
You were hot, but it was not hot at all.
I think like once I took off my jacket, I was fine.
Oh, well,
I don't think I ever took my jacket.
Yeah, I don't think you ever did.
And y'all know I'm always cold as shit.
But
so,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I get hot very easily.
Yeah.
I was not hot.
I don't know, but all in all, y'all had a good
Or I
time.
sweat easily.
Yeah, no, it was lit, bro. Like, I mean, I haven't been to many weddings.
Yeah.
But it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah. Is there anything that, outside of the things you just said, that you're like, okay, I realize this is what I don't want to do during my wedding, or I would do, anything like that?
I mean,
And you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
No. I mean, other than what we just mentioned,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for me, I would probably pay for more decorations, like
Yeah.
on the inside, like we
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
talked about that. The DJ, I would want to familiarize myself a little bit more
Yeah.
with like his previous work or her previous work, beforehand. I'm trying to think like what else. I mean, I thought it was good. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if there's anything I would do differently. There was one time when like we were all getting our food, and Nick
Oh yeah, Nick
didn't.
and Eric.
Nick and Eric had to wait like maybe, and Eric had to wait even longer than Nick, but like
Yeah.
almost 30 minutes after we had like finished eating.
Yeah, it was like 45 minutes. Like they,
Yeah.
like they just didn't make enough.
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna make it like right now." Like they literally. Had to,
Bro. Literally, sorry, this is complete. It's about food
yeah.
and completely off topic, because me and Tatiana were supposed to follow up with some. So her aunt, she had, I think, the
Oh yeah,
chicken.
staple or something.
She had a fucking staple in her food, bruh. Bruh, I should have fucking told the wedding
should've.
planner. We got busy.
Yeah,
or
you
You should have taken a picture.
You're
of
also
that
drunk
shit.
and had your food open.
distracted or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Or she should have taken a picture.
Yeah.
Ask her if she has a picture or something.
yeah, I literally just remembered that.
But
How
yeah,
you get
I
a
heard
staple in
about
the
that while
chicken?
we were there.
Well, I mean,
They shot it with a staple gun.
no, like that's. Not that I think it's really common. Like you still have staples out, but they tie chickens up and they'll like still staple with the rope and stuff. So
Really?
that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, when they're
They're
cooking
into
them.
that BDSM.
You've never tie the chicken legs.
BDSM
Yeah.
chicken.
But yeah, the food was really good. Like how it tasted. It was just like funny because at one point, like Eric, Eric fucking
Yeah.
jokes about everything. Like he's literally sitting there like eating nothing, pretending that he's eating. And like making a joke of it. But then after like 30 minutes passes, like we were like, holy shit, this is a long ass
Yeah.
time. But there's nothing you could do about that.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
um,
Bruh, we had so many fucking donuts left over, so we did have
Yeah.
a cake. It was supposed to just be the top of the cake. They gave us
the whole
literally
ass
the
cake.
whole fucking cake. But the donuts were supposed to be the dessert. And did y'all
I'm
take
taking
donuts
that.
to
I'm
go?
Yeah, I had donuts.
I'm taking that idea, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I definitely fucked with the donut idea, but we had so many left over, bruh. Like, I gave some to homeless people. We took some to work.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you didn't know.
I didn't know it was like that much. I thought
Yeah,
by the
bro.
time we left, they had taken
Bro,
them all.
Nah,
there were
we-
like 8 or more left at the table when we left.
Oh,
Like
Probably
at
more
the-
than 8,
Yeah,
like 12
at the end of
maybe.
the night, there was a shitload left. They gave us about like 25 or so. That
Eric
we
had
took.
like 5.
Eric had
Yeah.
5. He ate all of them before he left.
You're right.
we took home 4. I know.
Yeah, I thought that you guys had just taken the rest.
Nah.
Alexa took home, I think 2. I don't know if May took home any or what, but a lot of people grabbed like some as they left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we took 4. I can't remember what's her name. Not
What she
the.
look like?
She was sitting at our table next to Troy.
Oh, I don't know.
She dates the guy from Chicago.
Oh, Ezzy.
I don't know
Yeah,
what her name
Her
is.
name is Ezzy.
But she took like
Yeah.
5 or more.
Yeah.
So there was a lot, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do salty donut in my wedding though, or something similar. But the only thing is, I don't think anyone knew when it was time to go get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So-
weren't like taking around.
Yeah, there was no like, oh, hey, now's a good time, like you can go get it
Yeah.
or whatever, like after dinner.
Yeah.
That would have probably been, something that I would do differently.
Got you.
I don't
Wait.
think there's much that changed though, bro.
Yeah.
No, it was
It was
good.
good,
But
yeah.
like, and you guys had a small wedding too. It was probably one of the
Exactly.
best small weddings I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I filmed
Overall,
a
it was a
bunch.
good time. I'm just mad that I had to get Plan B the next day. I was salty about that, but
You didn't have to.
I didn't, but we don't want kids within the first year.
That would have
Initially
been
we
kind of
did,
lit
but-
though.
Yeah,
Like they'd be like, oh, like I mean, obviously they do the math on when they were conceived.
yeah.
You should have put that on your wedding
Yeah.
registry.
I should have.
You could have, yeah.
Plan, bro. I
Bro,
really,
wow,
Yeah,
that's so
definitely what we're
smart.
gonna do.
Bro, I'm
Plan
doing
B,
that
huh?
100%.
That actually is a genius idea.
That is.
Especially now with Plan B being taken away from so many states.
I
That
didn't
would've
even know about
been
that.
lit.
But also, my girl, sorry, Cindy doesn't really like to use Plan B.
Yeah,
anymore.
I was just,
Yeah.
I was just kidding. Like,
Yeah.
when I don't-
But I mean,
that's not really a
like
good thing for
like
people
the
to do
male
very
Plan
often.
B, I might do that because I'll get married in like several years from
Yeah.
now. So by that time there'll be a male Plan B and I can take it.
Yes, sir. But I'm excited to see the pictures from the photographers. Obviously, Brandon and Nick, they killed it with what they were able to take.
Always.
Yes, and we'll see if it's better than the actual photographers. I wouldn't be surprised.
Bro,
But- Oh, sorry.
they were
go ahead.
making fun of the actual photographers actually.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know about Nick so much, but I know Brandon and Justin were like, damn, they giving no direction at all.
Yeah, for
Like,
real.
we were pretty much doing our own thing.
Yeah, but I mean, having filmed stuff before was tough just because the hotel is a decent sized hotel. Like, there's a lot of rooms and the rooms are big and nice, but they just didn't have a lot of space otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So once you took away all the outside pictures, we were kind of just standing in the lobby trying to
Yeah.
get pictures, and there wasn't really space for
Yeah,
that.
I guess that's true. Like if they planned on taking pictures outside the whole time,
Yeah.
that plan's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So okay, I get that too.
Yeah.
There was another thing I was gonna say, but I can't even fucking remember now. Not something I would necessarily change, but shit, I'll remember it.
All right. Well, we can move on while we on the relationship talk. So Travis Kelce and his girlfriend, fiance, they had broken up for a second time. The
Yeah.
first time it was also in the news. But apparently it's because he has her split the bills, pay half for everything, and allegedly had only given her $100 throughout the entire relationship. Are y'all buying this?
So what does it mean giving her only $100? Like,
Like-
he's never given her a gift?
No, probably
Like-
giving her a gift, but like, oh, here's. I mean, I would think it's like he's giving her a gift.
Yeah.
If he hasn't given her a gift and they've been together for multiple years, then that could be something because like multiple birthdays, and
Yeah.
multiple Christmases. But I think it's like, oh, here's $100. Like, go buy yourself something.
So
Whatever.
my thing is, I feel like this is one of those situations where it's kind of misconstrued, misworded, or whatever.
Yeah, only
'cause
getting certain details.
I have a
even.
feeling they probably have joint bank account. So her money
I don't
is
know
his
about that.
money. His
Nah,
money.
probably not.
You don't think so?
No,
They're
not
boyfriend and girlfriend, and he's splitting
and
bills,
he's yeah,
splitting stuff
yes,
with her. No,
and he's literally like making $100 million.
you're not getting a
Yeah,
joint bank account with
definitely
a
not.
girlfriend, and you're an NFL player.
And
Like,
she already
no.
broke up with you like one time.
Yeah.
No, they have. I don't think they've been together for that long. I feel like it's like a handful of years.
This is me personally, I'd be shocked if they didn't have joint assets or whatever. I'm not saying like, how am I
Bro,
trying
when
to
you
word
got
this?
money like that,
Why-
you're probably having
that
her
is-
sign a prenup or something.
Bro, that is not
they're not even
shocking
married
at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's shocking.
Okay. Maybe
Zach,
I'm wrong.
Zach, bro, it's because you're a lover boy.
It's
like
because you had
a month
joint bank
into
account.
a month into a relationship, a month into every relationship, he's like, "Yo, we're getting joint bank accounts."
Facts, yo. So
He's like, "What's mine is yours."
okay,
I love
well,
you.
what I was gonna get at is if they did, then I understand him only giving her $100 because it's like you can access the money whenever. Like, why would I be giving
Well,
you
then
money?
she wouldn't have broken up with him
Yeah,
if
yeah,
she
she
has
accesses-
access. If she has access to hundreds of millions of dollars,
yeah.
then she's dumb.
All right, well then, okay, you poked a hole in my theory. So then I want to hear what y'all think then about this whole situation.
I mean, I get like like if I'm in a spot financially to take care of someone that I love,
Yeah,
I feel like I'd be. I'm not saying that like in a relationship the guy has to pay for 100% of the things and all that, but like if I'm making 100 mil and my girl like either works a 9 to 5 or doesn't work or doesn't make like nearly as much, I'm gonna like provide.
yeah.
Like, I'm gonna want to. I mean, I do it now, and my girl and I make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So, like that's where I can see like where she's coming from, but also like it also isn't his responsibility. I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, him doing that. One, they had already broken up once before.
Yeah.
Two, and him
I'm
doing that
pretty-
makes me feel like
I'm
all
pretty
right,
sure the first time they broke up, it was because he was cheating. Just to
Okay.
give context.
But so with, okay, if it was, I don't know. But anyways, for him to do that, it would make me think that he just doesn't really trust her, you know?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
he doesn't think, maybe even cheating on her. Like he
Yeah.
just like, she's just here for, not for me, just for the money or whatever kind of thing. And he wants to make sure that she's not for that, or that's not part of their relationship. And she broke up with him for it. So maybe he was right, you know?
Yeah. All right, so let me kind of rephrase what I was saying. Okay, so maybe not having joint bank accounts, but she obviously, well, not obviously, but she probably has access to his accounts, if that makes sense.
I doubt that.
Probably.
You don't think so?
Yeah, bro, they've been together how long?
Zach.
You guys didn't get a
Bruh,
joint bank account until you
okay,
guys were together for like
my
six
account number,
years,
and routing
right?
number are.
That's but I would think that in a relationship like that with like two, I don't know. I feel like I'm putting my
Zach,
foot in my mouth.
You're coming into it with your own bias. How long were you and Tatiana together before you guys got a joint bank account? I want to say it was 5 years.
Probably at least 5 years. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And you
5
don't have
years.
$100 million. So if you had $100 million, you'd probably it'd probably take longer than 5 years.
Well,
You'd probably wait till you're married.
Me, no.
It would,
Me, it would have been
it
even
would have been
faster.
sooner. Yeah.
He's like, you worry about the money. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. I feel like I see her point and I see his as well. Also, like, do you pay? What would you say the split is for you and your girl?
So were they saying they split every dinner bill and stuff like that too?
I think it's.
I think it said bills.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah.
I don't know
all
if it's dinner.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe.
Well, for us, because we do have joint bank accounts.
Oh, I guess it don't really matter.
It's all. The only time I feel like I'm really paying something out of my personal account, like for is if it's like for Tatiana, like a birthday present, we're going out on a date.
So she buys her own birthday presents.
No, I'm saying like I'll pay for the birthday presents or whatever. I'll pay for the dinner if it's like, all right, let's go out this night. Like I want to take you out to dinner or whatever. But outside of that, usually it's from the joint bank account.
Yeah. So before you had a joint bank account, what was the percentage you think split? What would it be?
Damn, I can't even remember pre-bank account. That, like when I think pre-joint bank account, that makes me think back to like Boca days, like when we lived.
Oh, facts.
in
That
Boca.
was that long ago.
I mean, I know when we moved to Ohio, it wasn't that fast, but I really can't even remember when we decided on the joint bank account.
It was in Ohio for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was Cincy, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was when she was working at Cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, for me, like, I would say me and my girl, we split everything like 50-50.
Yeah.
And we make the same amount of money. And like, there's been times, like, especially when we first started dating, where like I would want to pay for 100% of the things or like 90% of the things. But she was like, if we're going to be together in the long term, you shouldn't go broke, like, trying to make this work.
And that's someone with logic.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, you know, we'll split things. Like, she has no problem with doing it. She understands that we both make the same amount of money. And I mean, we're both still like early in our careers. Like I graduated from college literally like 2 years ago. So, you know, who knows what like where it'll end up, but
Yeah.
in terms of like splitting.
And I'm glad we landed on this topic because I definitely forgot to put this on the list, but it was a tweet that I seen earlier. And it was a guy that said, I went on a date last night. The tab came out to $130. I tipped $45 and used my American Express card. My date got upset that I tipped the waiter $45 and said that it was too much, and then told me if I didn't have money that I shouldn't have to take her out. That if I didn't have the money, I shouldn't take her out on the date because I used my credit card.
What?
So essentially she was mad
Yeah.
for using a credit card and not his
You need to not date that girl.
Yeah.
She
his
doesn't
banking
understand.
card.
She doesn't understand.
Economics.
I mean, how else are you gonna build your credit?
Exactly.
But also, I do think $45 is what 33.
Not only that, but it
33%?
just doesn't make sense to spend your own money ever. Like obviously you're gonna spend your own money and pay the credit card off every month, but it doesn't like there's no benefit.
Like you're not racking up any benefits,
right,
from the card
to using your debit. And if they accidentally charge you more at the restaurant than you were supposed to, like say they gave themselves a $90 tip, you're not gonna get that money back for
as easily
like 2 weeks or whatever it is, or you can just dispute it with a credit card company, and it never comes out of your money.
And your money's also not gonna gain any interest sitting in your checking account. Like exactly. I mean, it will, but like minimal.
Exactly.
So,
but
$45 I feel like is, I mean, unless the service must have been amazing, because I feel like 45 is kind of high.
Mm-hmm.
That's what 30%.
Yeah, let's see what 30% of
130.
That's $26 would have been.
20%. 20% was $26.
Yeah.
And he did how much?
$45.
Oh, so he did even
like
more.
40%. Yeah. But I don't know. I get tired of seeing some of these women on social media. Like, I don't want to ever bash women and make them a monolith, but a lot of the shit I see on social media, I'm like, damn, some of y'all bitches dumb as fuck.
I don't want to bash women, but some of y'all bitches dumb.
It's only the dumb bitches that I want to bash, not the intellectual women. But anyways, moving on. Those are the thoughts of Zach and not AJ and Luke.
I appreciate that.
So also while we talking about NFL players, a former NFL player, I forget the name, he got into a fight with a what was it? Flight attendant at United.
Not as an attendant,
not
but
even
like
all right, well, yeah, a flight
clerk,
worker.
counter clerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called.
But from the video, I don't know the backstory, all that. I'm sure there's been more stuff that has came out. But just off the video, the flight worker did.
Oh, there's 2 videos.
Oh, are there?
Oh, I only saw the one.
Okay, so the flight.
You saw the one where the United agent slapped him first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's a one where he throws punches and the United agent dodges it.
Oh shit! So he was
seen
live?
that one?
No, I haven't.
No, he wasn't live. He just got lucky and dodged a couple. I think it was like 3. He might have threw 3 punches. The United agent dodges, I think, 2 of them, and one like barely connects.
Yeah.
And then the United agent slaps him, and then he just knocks him out.
Yeah.
And it only took, I think, 2 hit. Like one hit dazed him, and then the second one opened him up.
Leaking.
Yeah, had him leaking, and he fell into like the baggage cart.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny. Someone was like, I can't remember what the joke was, but it was something about like packing him up or some shit like that.
He definitely did pack his ass up.
He was gonna land on the conveyor belt and go to the baggage claim.
Yeah.
But so who started it?
I don't know. I don't know if the video. I mean, obviously the longer video shows the former NFL player starting it, but I don't know if there's anything before that. Because there had to be some type of argument or something for someone to pull out their phone and then start recording.
Exactly.
So I don't know who started it exactly, and how the phone came out or why, like at what point. But the first, like, there's a longer video, like it's like maybe 4 or 5 seconds longer than the one you saw, where the guy dodges a couple hits. But bro, he was leaking.
Yeah, bro.
And then he wanted more.
He did.
And I was like, bro, don't do that.
But did y'all see Alec Baldwin chime in?
What did he say?
He said he should have shot him or something.
Essentially, he was saying that the former NFL player was wrong and that he's causing unsafe work conditions. And it's like, Alec, I get what happened in your situation.
You said unsafe work conditions.
Yeah, I get what happened in your situation was an accident and most likely not your fault.
Wait, what was the Alec Baldwin situation?
He shot someone.
Bro, he shot. You don't remember that?
On a movie.
Oh, yeah.
On the movie set.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But it's like, read the room, my nigga. Like, you're the last person that should be commenting on this.
Fact.
Even though it was this accident, just
and probably
just
not
shut
your
up.
fault. Just don't even.
Yeah, just shut up.
Dang, how could you be that tone deaf?
I don't know, bro. Some of the people on this planet, it blows my fucking mind, bro.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And that person died too that shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
He's definitely drunk and thought it was funny.
Yeah, seriously. But we can move on. So get it off your chest. Y'all got anything for get it off your chest?
I feel like you're the only one who ever has anything for Get
I
Off Your
do,
Chest.
I do,
You
but
have something?
I know I don't. This week I do not have anything.
No?
If y'all don't have anything, a new segment that AJ wanted to introduce, and hopefully y'all got something, was
AJ better have something for us.
yeah, was the best
What
thing you've
segment?
seen.
Best thing you see.
Best
Best
thing you've seen.
this
They're
week.
just
He said
'Cause
what segment?
Segment?
AJ wanted us to be more positive, because
Yeah.
get it off your chest is usually negative when it comes from me.
yeah, it
so,
just drains you after. You're like, damn,
yeah. So is there anything? What's the best thing you've seen this week?
what happened this week? I feel like something crazy happened this week. Best
Something
thing I've
crazy
seen.
did happen this week. was not the best thing.
Best thing I've seen was Zach and Tati get married.
I appreciate
Damn, that is up there.
they finally married. You know, it's been a
Long time coming.
Bemel, long time coming. I'm guessing that they're saying that should have been the hashtag
that.
or
Bro, that
something.
shit trash.
What? Did you have a hash?
No, but Tatiana's mom kept, and I know she listening to this, but I told her this. Like, she kept pushing for hashtags, and they were
Shout out,
all
Tanya.
trash.
Y'all should have done hashtags. I mean, I don't know what she came up with.
Yeah. I
Bemel,
mean,
long time
Julian's was
coming.
live, but
was
that's
Julian's?
because y'all got a live last name.
Oh.
To the graves.
Yeah.
That's not. Oh, that's. I mean, that is live.
Yeah, it's live because y'all got a live last name. But Bemel, that's like, there's no playoff words with that. Bemel, long
I mean, I'm
time
sure you
coming.
could. I'm sure you could have thought of something.
Nah, Bemel, long time coming, so ass to me.
That sounds great, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, it's the best one of all of them, but it still sucks.
What were some
And-
others? Do you remember?
And mom came up with that.
I forget. I don't know, but you got anything, Luke? Best thing you've seen this
Best
week?
thing I've seen. Do you have anything?
Well, I was going to talk about the wedding, but AJ already said.
Oh,
it,
that's
so.
what you were gonna say was the best thing you've seen.
Yeah, seeing Tatiana walk down the aisle.
Seeing.
Jeez.
Yeah. Dang.
Yo,
That-
how was that first look when you guys did that?
It was dope.
Cause her dress was great.
Yeah, her dress was fire.
She had the pearl on too. That was cool. All the details.
Bro, I didn't know that you see the bride before the wedding.
It's not.
No,
it's,
not
it's
every-
not. Yeah, it's not. It's your choice. So, Tatiana had always said she wanted to do a first look, which is when you see them prior to walking down the aisle. I was against it, but the wedding planner also kind of helped explain why it's a good idea. Because had we not done the first look, after that we would have had to do after the ceremony is when we
Yeah.
would have done pictures,
Yeah.
and that would have taken up so
What
much
about
time.
like you do pictures without her? Like you could do all the pictures without her, like even bridesmaids and everything.
Yeah.
And then you leave the room and she comes in and does them.
I feel like that would be. It's possible, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to.
I mean, we were there for a minute, bro. You
Yeah.
definitely had time.
Yeah. But for her to get pictures with my family, like it would have just been a constant, like Zach walk out so we could get pictures with Tatiana and these people.
No, just do all yours,
Yeah.
and then you dip and do all of hers with your family. Like,
Yeah.
you know, what I'm
You
saying?
wouldn't have. It's what. It makes sense to. It just depends on what you want, but it kind of does make sense to do the first look for time wise, especially when all the things that we had going on.
Yeah.
Because if not, then we would. Oh my bad, Luke. We would have been with them doing all those pictures too. Not during the like during the reception and when people were getting like drinks, we were in that same room where the ceremony was. We all would have been down there doing, and it would just been it would have taken more time for everybody in the party and all the family and stuff involved. You could have done family stuff before, but
yeah.
wedding party stuff, you always like
I mean, we could have
whenever
done
we
all.
shot-
We could have done all wedding party, all family, and then at the end of the wedding, just do the ones with them two in it, which wasn't even a lot with them two in it. There was like a handful with just them two. Majority of the photos were like
Yeah.
Well,
her.
that was the family stuff. We got a lot of our pictures during our first look when we were upstairs.
Yeah.
Before we came down and saw y'all. That's when we got majority
I
of our
mean,
one-on-one pictures.
I guess, but I don't know. I feel like I guess that's one thing I would do differently. on
Yeah, so I
mine.
was just gonna. So you don't
Yeah.
think you'll do it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I want the first one to be when she's walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
until
I feel like-
until you guys see a first look video or first look pictures, you're like, oh,
No,
damn.
I would imagine first look pictures and first look video is I would imagine it's live. But at the same time, like yes, like the pictures are gonna live forever, but like in my head, my memory, like
Yeah.
I want my first
first
look
time
to
you see
live
them.
in there.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly what I said. But once the wedding planner explained it, I was like, all right, y'all got it. I'll give up. And
I'll give up.
y'all know I don't cry, And I wanted to cry on this day. I wanted this day to be the day that I
first
cried.
day.
Yeah, but if you
And
have if you have the first look, it's not gonna. If it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
happen
yeah.
then, it's not gonna happen when she's walking down the aisle.
See,
Oh, that's me.
yeah. I feel like it would have been different. The first time she's walking down the aisle, I finally get to see
Oh,
her.
I think he would have cried.
all
then,
the
yeah.
emotions
Yeah,
running
then.
through me. I think it possibly could have had. If
Bro,
not for me,
no.
for sure for her. Because she
You-
didn't cry either
Yeah,
that
yeah.
day.
That's true. Bro, all the emotions, bro, your dick would have gotten hard. You wouldn't have cried.
Oh no.
Yeah. had a
Oh,
boner
there,
up
no,
there.
during
Something would've been
the
crying.
during the first look photos, there was a
Your dick
picture that
hard?
we and I whispered to her, I'm like, yo, I can't turn around, my fucking dick hard right now.
Bro, you would have been up there in front of 70 people or how many people were there with a boner.
Facts. Everybody else got tears, my dick crying.
Your
But,
dick is crying.
yeah, with pre-cum.
Why did you have to ask him? You knew what he was
I
saying.
know, but I wanted him to say it for the pod.
So what's the best thing you've seen, Luke?
The boner in the pictures.
The Zyke, the Zyke boner,
Nah, I don't know what the best thing I've seen is. I don't know if there's a best thing I've seen.
or anything.
My girlfriend's butt
anything
cheeks today.
Yeah, wow.
They were beautiful. She's been doing a lot of glute bridges recently. I just had to spread them and lick it before I left for the pod.
Okay. Not the way I thought this segment was gonna go, but
We'll make sure we're more prepared the next
But
time.
it's also episode 69.
Yeah, that
So
is
the
Oh,
best
that's
thing
right.
we've seen has
That
got to be
is-
something
that
sexual.
that's
is
true.
very
All right.
true.
Well, so maybe what have I seen then? No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
I know what you've seen that's sexual.
What have I seen?
Brandon prospering. At the
Oh,
wedding.
Brandon, you said what?
Prospering.
I
at the
actually meant
At the wedding,
to bring
prospering,
that
yeah.
up, but I'm gonna just let
wedding. No,
the,
you can bring it up. It's,
No,
it's
well,
one of the
'cause-
best things I've seen.
Yeah, but you also
put
said the
in-
nigga's name, so now the listeners just gotta let their
Man.
mind wander.
Water.
Oh dear.
It was lit.
You gotta chill.
Why? She doesn't listen to this.
She doesn't, but
She probably will.
Let's just
She
stop
probably
talking
is
now
going to.
before people start connecting dots.
You know who else is gonna listen?
Oh, her mom will listen.
Not her
her
mom. Well, Tatiana's mom
Yeah,
will.
We'll listen
Yeah.
to all. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
just cut it off.
Well, that part's definitely
cut it
getting
off.
leaved out. All right, moving on. We can talk about streaming. Is there anything y'all been streaming this week? Or the past couple of
Actually-
weeks?
Bridgerton. I'm a little bit
You
late to
watched
the
that?
party.
Wait, the second season?
Yeah, I'm a little bit late to the party.
How
I
is
didn't-
that? I
watch
see
it.
all the girls talking about it.
Bro, my girl loves it, which means I love it.
Which means I love it.
What's it
Means I
about?
have
It's
to love
amazing.
It's about royal families in London.
Is it a
and
black royal family?
it's all-
No, it just makes sense.
yeah. But like the daughters have to go in front of like the queen before they get married to like princes and things.
Gotcha.
And then the queen like picks whoever her diamond of the season is, because like I guess every year they call it a season where like the younger girls get married or
Yeah.
are ready to get married. And then anyway, they got like the princes and all that have to court them and all this other stuff. Anyway,
okay.
so it's like it's like pretty much just a love story with some drama.
Yeah, it's like matchmaking kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, wait. I did have something for the most beautiful thing. Sorry to backtrack.
Is it sexual?
So-
If it's not, then I don't want to.
Nah, but it is about. So you know how they say like when you finally have a kid, like you become more emotional and just.
Now that you're
appreciate-
married, you
Yeah.
feel like an adult.
Well, no. Now that I'm married, y'all know how I've always loved love, but now I feel like that shit definitely makes me
What?
in Zach's way emotional.
Mm.
So I was watching a show where some emotional shit happened. I'm like, damn, this is beautiful. But today, shout out my nigga B Dot, the dude that.
Oh yeah, beat up, eat up.
Yeah, he proposed to his girl today,
And
and
he
I was
made you
like, damn,
cry?
that's fucking beautiful. So shout out B Dot. That's the most beautiful thing I've seen all week.
Love
That's-
is beautiful.
Yeah,
But you've always been about love.
yeah, I have been,
So now to be even more about love, it's kind of wild.
bro. Every day gonna be fucking Valentine's Day for me.
That's lit.
But
You should
sorry,
get CLB tatted on you.
I should. I might.
CLB.
Did you have more about Bridgerton? Sorry to cut
No,
you
not
off.
really. I mean, it's just. It's
Did you
whatever.
watch both the first season also or no?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a
Does it continue or is it just like a new?
So it continues, but it follows. You know how it follows Daphne the first season.
Mhm.
It follows her brother Anthony, the older brother, the second season, and it's about him finding love.
Okay.
AJ,
Yeah.
you been streaming anything this week or the
Nah,
last
not
couple
really.
of weeks?
This has been
A lot of
NBA
Pornhub.
NBA basketball.
Bro, I've been streaming hella Pornhub, bro.
Bro, you an idiot.
No, for real. Like even if we have sex, like I feel like I'm horny every morning.
Bro, that's the same way
Like
for me.
8 a.m. I wake up dick hard,
That's the same
and
way
I'm like,
for me.
damn, what the fuck?
That means you're healthy.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean it does, but like, I feel like I shouldn't be watching that much porn.
Oh,
Oh
facts.
yeah, definitely don't watch the porn. But you waking up with like a morning wood is just a sign of good health.
And like Cindy wakes up before me and she goes to work before me, so I'm just there like in bed, dick hard as shit. Like I pull up the porn hub, the P hub,
Wow.
pull up the hub, and then start going to work.
Yup. You're not alone if it makes you feel any
Yeah,
better.
Facts.
Remember
At
when?
what time?
Remember
Like, are we doing it at the same time?
Luke early on in the pod.
Possibly.
Zach, you remember Luke early on in the pod
What was it?
What you mean?
when he was scared to say anything?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, bleep
And
it out,
he's-
bleep it
he
out.
bleep- oh, bleep, I got it.
Yeah.
My students
Yeah,
are gonna
but
see this.
I mean, I feel like everyone does it. Like women do it. Like women watch
They do what?
porn.
They
watch
do that?
porn.
No.
Yeah.
They don't
touch.
even fart, bro.
Fact. Like, it's natural. Like being horny is natural. Not watching porn is natural.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like women farting was natural. I was like, no, they don't do that. Apparently.
What else don't women do?
They
don't got cooties, or do they have cooties?
Huh?
Or do they have cooties?
Oh, definitely. They definitely have cooties. That's a given. You don't have your circle dot vaccination,
No, it's circle dot dot. You just got your cootie shot.
right?
Yeah.
The vaccination. That's the OG COVID vaccination.
That's facts.
If you don't have your circle dot cootie shot card,
AJ's not fucking.
can't
with
talk.
you.
You can't
AJ
be around me.
Is not fucking with you.
Other
You
stuff
think
in.
you think
oh,
Phil
sorry.
Phil got it?
You should
Oh,
fill
absolutely
out.
not. Phil doesn't. Oh
You
wait,
should fill
actually,
out a circle dot dot card and take it with you everywhere. And if a girl comes up to you and she's like, "Oh, can I get your number?"
No.
Do
got
you
cooties?
have your?
Do you have your
circles?
cootie shot? I know what you're trying to do.
I wish Phil was on this pod because I came to the realization
That he's
the other
stupid?
day. Do y'all, when y'all drive, do y'all utilize cruise control?
Sometimes.
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, well, okay. I
He
feel
does?
like no. I feel like Phil would say no, and I was like, I wonder if people that don't like being controlled don't like using cruise control. Because Phil,
You can't control my speed.
Yeah, exactly. So Phil does not ever want something like
You're so
controlling him or
stupid,
telling him what to do. So I'm really curious to know if Phil uses cruise control at all.
control. Oh wow.
But I'm
Dang, that's
actually
a good
surprised
point.
that you don't use it.
Yeah, I never use
Why?
cruise control.
I hate
I
people
just-
that don't use it.
I hate
This
people that don't
actually-
use
this
it.
actually
get it off my chest.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
what? Why would you hate someone for not using something?
Well, if I'm driving behind or side by side, like it's annoying when I pass you when I'm doing my cruise of 75 or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I
How do you
pass
know that they're not on cruise control?
Because if I'm constantly passing you, then you're passing me slowing
You
down.
can hit the down button or the up button
Zach,
to go
Zach,
back up
you're
and
using
down.
cruise control way too often.
Oh yeah, I use it if I'm on the
He
highway. I
doesn't
use
drive-
He's
it
like,
every
I
time.
hate people who don't use cruise
Who
control.
drive
but he
their
uses
car.
it 90% of the time.
People who push down on the pedals.
The only time I use cruise control is if I'm driving for hours straight.
Yes.
And then I'll put it on.
Oh,
Like
no.
I'll use it maybe 1% of the time.
Really?
Bro,
you know,
I like.
you know it's less fuel efficient
Uh,
to use cruise control, especially when you're in traffic and stuff.
Damn, you're paying
I
more
f-
gas.
I feel like that can't be true.
No, it was 100% a fact.
I'm about to be on my Luke shit. I don't know if I believe.
Yell
that.
at
No,
him.
it is
Yell
for
at him.
sure. It
You
is.
you have to get louder than that if you're in your Luke shit.
There's no way because you're not constantly accelerating.
But the car still like going up hills and shit. The car still has to.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. But in Florida, I'm not dealing with that as
Yeah,
much.
I mean,
yeah.
if you're going on,
even a bridge, bro.
yeah, the bridge, like there's
Yeah.
overpasses on every highway.
Yeah.
I
And
understand.
And we go
that.
over them. We
Are
don't
you
go
dumb?
under them.
Yeah,
Are you dumb?
but I don't know.
Is he dumb? No, but honestly, like I just like I feel safer. Like I've never been in a crash. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
When
But,
when
like-
is it? When are you driving in Miami?
Even on the highway,
Is it,
yeah, you don't
is
have enough
it
space.
Not even enough space, but just when is the traffic okay enough for you to do that on a consistent basis?
No, I'll say that I don't have the ability to use it as much as I would like, but times at night, times early in the morning, weekends,
Yeah.
like I could definitely utilize it. But like going to
So
and
do
from
you get
work-
pissed at yourself when you don't use it?
No.
No, not me.
But especially like when I'm going to your spot, AJ, when I take a 27 or whatever
Yeah.
the side road is that's always empty. I'm like, that's the only like side road that I use it on. But cruise control, I just feel like it's, I don't know, you're not just randomly slowing down like these people that don't use it. Like it just drives me nuts when I'm driving.
I feel like you just have a problem with bad drivers. Then it's not.
Well,
someone who doesn't
yeah,
use-
bad drivers.
Because like I feel like not everyone who doesn't use cruise control does that, so you can't just put that on people.
And
Yeah.
and think about it. You're not really using cruise control unless you're going somewhere that's 30 minutes away minimum.
Yeah.
So maybe the other people just aren't going far enough to justify them putting
Yeah,
cruise
that's
control on.
But I feel like on the highway, if it's an empty, like there's not traffic and it's open lanes, you should be utilizing it.
I feel like I have more control over the car when I'm not using. Like there's been so many times I've had to make like split-second decisions.
Yeah.
And if I had cruise control on, I would have probably panicked more because my feet aren't like ready
Yeah.
to make a movement. Like there was one time I was driving home at like 3 a.m. It was on the highway, barely any lights. I think it was 95 actually, where like the express lanes are right on the left. There was a dark colored car with the lights off, stopped in the fastest lane.
Yeah.
Like, and the worst part about it is they were right at like the bottom of the hill, like not a hill,
So
but
you
like
come
of a
over
bridge.
the overpass.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
go over the overpass and immediately there's a fucking random car. So like the person in front of me, I remember slammed their brakes hard as shit and had to go into the express lane. And
Through the little medians?
through the medians, and I
Jeez.
did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
But if I didn't,
Oh, because there was cars on the other side.
yeah, there were cars on the other side. I was in the leftist lane.
Yeah.
So like I'm flying, like probably going. I don't know. The cops could probably use this. I was going speed limit, and
Going so fast at speed limit.
yeah, the fastest speed limit you could go, and literally they're at like you can't see him, and then as soon as like you
Yeah.
get over the overpass, like there's a fucking car that stopped there,
Mm-hmm.
and I really didn't even notice that it was there until like the car in front of me slammed their brakes.
Yeah.
If there was no car in front of me, I'd probably smashed into that
Yeah.
car. So I could barely see anyway. I swerve over. Like if I'm in cruise control, but there's no way I'm getting my feet on the brakes that
But
fast.
I also will say, out of all of us, you are by far the most dangerous driver. So I feel like you don't need anything that's going to make you even more dangerous of a driver.
I've calmed down a little bit, bro. I used to be, yeah. I used to be a very
Bro,
dangerous
I
driver.
feel like you're still just as
No,
dangerous.
bro. You haven't driven with me
I haven't
minute.
driven with you. No, I haven't.
like I don't do the dumb shit I used to do.
You still stay texting and driving the entire time.
Bro, I don't, bro. The camera's right there. Like, I drive without.
I never texted.
But like before, I would like
You
squeeze
watch
in between.
Pornhub and drive,
No,
bro.
AJ does that. I used to like squeeze in between two
Yeah,
cars, like to switch lanes. Like I don't do that shit no more.
Got you.
So, yeah, my driving habits are a lot better now.
Well, now I'm curious. So if y'all listening, let us know if you use a cruise control or not.
You would have
Zach,
you would
but
have
you-
bullied me. You would have bullied me into using cruise control, and then I would have died.
You were in the minority about things and be like, "Yo, I hate that no one."
No,
that these people
actually,
are
I
doing."
didn't.
We should put a poll up.
I didn't realize I was in the minority with this.
You didn't realize you were in the minority with joint bank accounts either. You're like, "Well, you guys have been together for 3 months and no bank account yet."
He's like, y'all met yesterday, and you didn't go the next day.
You didn't go to the bank?
That I understand. Like I get people are. I don't want to call it selfish, but I get people. I get.
He's like, I guess, like after one day, you want to be selfish and not share your money.
I get people are protective over their assets. So
He's like, your hard-earned dollars.
Yo,
You
you're
know-
killing me, Zach.
Bro, you know I could just imagine how many people he's had to put on a joint account, and then when they break up, I had to take them off.
no,
Just being in and out of relationships just,
Tatiana is the only person I've had a joint bank account with.
it was just surprising.
It is.
It's only surprising because of your
You're so
stance on it
adamant?
now.
Yeah, you're so
But
adamant
back,
about it.
like before you had one, you would have like that wasn't a regular thought for you. You guys did it because you guys were at a point where
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay, we're gonna be splitting bills. It'd be easier
Exactly.
if we just take money out of here. It wasn't. It wasn't.
I mean, in college,
for any other reason.
in college, there was no point for me to have a joint bank account if I was in a relationship.
I think
because I had like $5.
Yeah, the only person I've
like now we got $10.
The only person I've really questioned about it is Phil. And I don't like try to push it on him, but he always says Danny does a good job with the finances, so and y'all essentially split everything, so why not? But I mean that's their business, so. But no, as far as the cruise control, I didn't think that I was in the minority. So
we should put a poll up both.
Yeah, about joint bank accounts and cruise control.
Yeah, like or
how soon in a relationship?
It
could be a question.
Yeah.
How soon in a relationship should you
get a joint bank account with your significant other?
And how often should you use cruise control?
Not how often, just do you? Yeah, I guess how often, because if you can't say like, do you use cruise control more than 50% of the time, or something like that? Yes or no? I don't know. Either one. Anyway, we should do a poll because you're definitely in the minority.
For sure. Quickly, last thing for streaming. Stranger Things came out today, so I'll definitely be checking that out.
That's lit.
I'll be checking it out this weekend. I gotta fucking refresh myself on what happened prior to, because I feel like I don't remember what happened last season at all. But that's all I got. Music. I wanted to talk Kendrick while Phil was here, but Phil is not here. Do you have any thoughts on Kendrick?
No.
All right. Sean Paul dropped the album today. It's whatever.
I didn't listen.
It's super poppy. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched like workout videos on
super
YouTube.
Poppy.
Yeah, on YouTube. It definitely like the whole album just sounds like it'd be a fucking workout playlist on a YouTube
that's
video.
Trash.
Yeah. Sports. Let's talk about sports.
Dang. So I put Zach LaVine to the Lakers, but I mean we don't really have to talk about that. He was out eating dinner in LA, I think it was, and like people were asking him, like how often are you out in LA? Do you like it here? I think he's a free agent too.
Yeah.
So, but he apparently has always lived there. What school did he go to?
UCLA.
Yeah. So he's apparently always lived there since he's been a pro. He's at I guess a second house there.
Didn't he go to the Sierra Canyon or whatever?
I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe. But yeah, apparently he's always had a house there, and I guess the reporters didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
they're dumb as shit for not knowing.
But with Russell Westbrook requesting a trade, that probably free up a ton of cap.
Yeah.
To sign someone like Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Which would be lit for y'all.
Oh shit! The camera just turned off. I don't know if it died or.
Did it die?
I think it died.
Yeah, there's a battery though. I've been charging.
Were you done talking about Zach LaVine?
Yeah. Would you want him on the squad?
Well, yeah. So since we've gotten LeBron, I feel like we've done a terrible job with surrounding him with 3-point shooters, because obviously he's going to attract all the attention that he does. And I just feel like the players we've always had, it's just been clog the paint. You need somebody that could dish it out, and we've just never had that. And Zach LaVine, I'm not to say he's strictly a 3-point shooter. He can do everything. But I think he would be a nice player to have on the team.
Yeah. I think especially if you play him off ball.
Yeah.
Even. Well, I think, especially.
He's going to have
ball.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a 2. I mean, he plays his best softball. They played better this year because he was off the ball more.
Exactly.
Yeah, Lonzo get.
Yeah.
Lonzo dishing.
And you have LeBron do that.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of the Lakers, earlier this pod, we had some breaking news. Darvin Ham has been named the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Former Bucks player, former Bucks assistant coach. And I'm happy to have a black coach, of course, so we will see how he does. But it's still going to be tough for me to cheer for the Lakers as long as LeBron is there. So
I think part of what's going on with the Lakers is that they just have given LeBron too much control.
Yeah.
Too. I feel like he's not the best GM.
Nah. Have y'all watched Winning Time yet?
That's true.
The HBO series that I brought up a long time ago about Magic. I mean, I only watched those 2 episodes and then I stopped. But
nah, because it's too. I feel like it's like cartoony, right? It's like more comedy than really.
It's a good mix of both.
John C. Reilly is that?
Yeah, so John. He's just gonna be funny just by the way he talks, the way that he is, and his mannerisms and whatnot. But it's not like super comedic or anything like that. But I do want to finish it. I'm only 2 episodes in. But from what I've heard, Jerry West is not happy about his depiction in the show, as well as some other people, and that's why they also came out recently, I think, with the Magic documentary on, I think, Apple TV or something. I don't know. There was recently another Magic doc that came out, which is supposed to tell the true side of the story instead of the winning side shit. But I definitely recommend it if y'all haven't watched it. Eric Redden says it's really good. He really liked it. I think he's all the way caught up.
I don't trust him.
Shout out E. But moving on with NBA. So you wanted to talk about, before
NBA
we get
finals.
to the NBA finals. So currently we're watching Heat Celtics. It's a must win for the Heat. Celtics are up 3-2. So obviously Heat win this. They're tied. They're currently up, 7 points?
Yeah.
And then Game 7 would be in Miami, which would be super lit. Would you go to that, AJ, if they got to Game 7?
No, I got tickets for Game 2 and 5.
Got you.
I've been doing that every series just to make sure I get the most tickets possible.
Would you get them for free though?
Those, yeah.
Would you get discount tickets?
No, they don't. Yeah,
They don't offer that. Oh, okay.
They did up until this round.
Oh, okay. Because I think I heard someone tell me about like their friend who got discount tickets that works for the Heat.
The only discount we can get, or we could get, was, I mean, it depends on how long they work there. I don't know. When you get to a certain level, what you can do, but I keep yelling. My bad. The only discount we would get is just no fees.
Okay.
So I ended up using it for someone that wanted tickets
Yeah.
before, but it was.
I mean, how much is that saving you? Like $50?
It depends on it depends on the price of the ticket.
Oh, it's a percentage of the ticket. I don't know exactly how it works.
It's like it was like $200 for the person that I got tickets for,
Oh shit.
and they spent like $800. So
They
it's a
got
decent
money then.
amount. Yeah,
Nice.
They got money.
it was like a gift, and it was for 3 people.
That's lit.
Oh, okay.
But regardless of who wins this, I think all 3 of us have said that we think that the Warriors could be the NBA champs.
They look. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they
so.
look the strongest right now. They look the healthiest also.
Yeah.
Like Boston was hot in the beginning, and I feel like they've cooled down a little bit. At least offensively, like in the beginning of the playoffs, I
Yeah.
felt that they were on fire, and now they've cooled down. Like like we've talked about it in a lot of sports. It's when you get hot,
Exactly.
and right now the Warriors just seem like on fire.
Exactly.
Clay is like back in rhythm. I mean, Steph is struggling a little bit, but like with Clay hot, you have Draymond playing like
Jordan
well.
Poole playing out of his mind.
Pool's playing well like at the right time. I mean, he's only in year 3, right? But he's playing like he's a veteran.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think the Warriors, no matter who wins the series.
Shout out to me and Lukey. We should be NBA scouts. We
Facts?
For
scouted
Jordan
Yeah, we
Poole.
scouted Jordan Poole.
Facts.
It's lit. Well, while we on that, and this is going to be all y'all because I don't know any of these players.
No one?
Nah, so you said outside of the top 3 players,
Do you even know who the top 3 are?
probably
You could
Chet,
have done your research. You should have done your pre-pod research.
potentially Paolo,
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
same.
Italian son.
Yes.
And then,
He's 100% Italian.
and then Buddy from Auburn, right?
Yeah, Jabari.
Yeah, Jabari.
Smith.
So yeah, I do know the top 3. I
Okay,
don't
bet.
know if fucking anybody
You don't
outside.
know anyone else?
I mean, I'm sure there's somebody, but off the top of my head,
Just
I
look at
can't
a
think
mock draft. You watch college basketball.
Yes, but even if I look up a mock draft, I don't know who's going to be successful outside the top 3.
None of us know who's going to be
Okay,
successful. Zach.
I'll moderate this topic, and then you and AJ, being the scouts that you are,
Yeah, scouts.
Yeah, I
let
want
the
the-
listeners know.
I really want to just look back because AJ and I, like, we don't plan it, obviously, but, like, for a while we would text about, like, rookies that are coming in.
Yeah.
And we would talk
we
about
were
them.
also in a 30-team NBA.
Yeah,
NBA
dynasty.
So we were
Yeah,
actually drafting, and we had to
exactly. Do
do
research.
contracts. We had
Yeah.
it was like very in depth. So
Yeah, but, like, pre-draft, we talk about players, and then post-draft, when they land somewhere, we also talk about players.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's kind of cool to look back, like, 3-5 years later through text messages and be like, oh, you were really high on this player. Like, AJ was higher on Jordan Poole than I was. Like, I thought Jordan Poole would be decent, but like AJ was really high on him.
Yeah.
Like Darius Garland, I was really, really high on Garland. Like I thought he was going to be like one of the best in the class, and now you see like he's an all-star.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously we're not right on every person. Like there's players that we've been wrong about, but
or players get hurt and it takes them a little longer.
But it's nice to look back like 3-5 years and be like, oh damn, like what I said about this person like having great shooting mechanics or whatever. Like I think that was like exactly how I described Poole after watching him.
Yeah.
Like now seeing it, it's like, okay, that's kind of cool to see that actually come to fruition.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong. On paper, I feel like this is a weak draft class.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah. I guess you could say it's a little bit weak. Next year, it's supposed to be kind of live.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're always gonna have some draft classes that are stronger than the others. I think with this one, it's like
sometimes
there's no clear number one.
Yeah.
And usually like people will say, oh, there's a clear number one, but that doesn't really mean shit because right, like you saw like the 4th pick this year got Rookie of the Year, and like
Doncic was the 3rd pick,
and like Malcolm Brogdon, who was like 2nd round or whatever the fuck he was, got Rookie of the Year his draft. So like you really like. Analysts are going to say, like, oh, there's a clear number one or there isn't. Yeah. Now I don't think there's a clear number one. Like, I would – there's someone I would pick.
Who would you pick?
I would pick Banchero.
Oh, you pick Banchero?
I think Banchero and Smith are going to be better than Chet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why do you think that? Because of his frailness?
Whose frailness? Chet's?
Yeah.
He hasn't really gotten hurt, and he plays kind of strong. He's just skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's the frame. Obviously, you can put on size. Like, look at Embiid. Like, I mean, Embiid was still bigger than Chet, but I mean, look at Embiid. He's put on a lot of size, and Giannis too. But I just feel like he's gonna get bullied on defense, like when he's on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might be great as a help defender, but on ball, I think he's gonna be bullied. And then I don't like. Being that big, I don't think he's a great shot creator. I feel like he's gonna. My comparison to him would be like a Porzingis, which is still a good player.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you think Banchero is gonna be better than Porzingis, you're not picking him first over. Like you're not picking Chet first overall. You know.
But I don't know. He could. What if he just turns out to be a Dirk? Dirk was kind of skinny when he first got in.
And
there. He can kind of create shots.
Yeah. I just don't think he has the shot create. I mean, he can obviously develop.
Right.
And it a lot of it is also fit, like where they end up.
Yeah.
Like if someone ends up like Magic have the first pick, usually Magic are fucking trash at developing players.
Yeah.
Similarly to the Kings. Like anyone the Kings get at this point, I'm like, I don't think that player is gonna really pan out. Like if they pan out, like it's like just an odd.
That's true. When we called Jordan Poole, we already knew what team he was drafted to.
Yeah.
When we said I think he's going to do well.
Darius Garland, I don't think
he was going to do well.
I thought he was going to do well regardless. And he ended up in a good situation, but a situation and fit and, all that plays into it. But
he ended up there because when he first got drafted, I was like, I don't know if this is a good situation.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of hesitant on him, but he ended up playing well. So.
Yeah.
So then, now that we're on the topic, outside the top 3, who y'all think going to be? Well, yeah, and I
don't recognize no names?
Well, no, there's names that I recognize, but it's all ACC Duke players. Like, outside that, I don't really know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the ACC, is pretty much all I watch up until the tournament. But even then, during the tournament, like, none of these Shaedon Sharp, like, that's one player. And then Jaden Ivey. I feel like outside of that, I don't know anybody that's not an ACC player. But who y'all think?
You have yours? Or no? So I guess I'll start with like who's projected to be drafted later. Ty Washington. He's still a lottery pick, but he's supposed to go anywhere from like 10 to 14 probably. He had some injuries while he was at Kentucky, but really great at getting separation, shooting off the dribble, catch and shoot situations as well. Like so he can play on. He's a point guard, and he had to play off ball at Kentucky. But I felt like I mean, he did well off ball, but I felt like even when he was the point guard with ball in his hands, like he was still great. So I think he reminds me a lot of Garland in terms of like shot creations, getting separation, being able to catch and shoot, being able to shoot off the dribble. And he's also, I mean, he's good. I think he's pretty good defensively. So I think if he ends up in the right situation, I think he'll be good. The next one is Ben Mathurin from Arizona. He's supposed to go.
They have him 6 on NBA.
Yeah, he's supposed to go somewhere from like I think like 5th to 10th, somewhere in there. But I think he's gonna be lit. So he's 6'6", so he's not like super tall, or not tall.
He's a point guard though, so that's pretty tall for a point guard.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think he'd probably play more too.
Oh, actually, no, they have him shooting guard, small forward.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was a shooting guard the whole time in college.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a point guard.
He super athletic, great shot. I don't know what his percentage was, but I want to say from 3 he was above 40% in college. And he's great on defense. I mean, I feel like he has like NBA body already. So I think he'll be lit.
His first season, 2020 to 2021, he was over 40%, and then last season he was 36.9, so 37.
What was he the first season?
41.
41 and 36.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, the mock draft I'm looking at, Ty, he was projected to go to the Nets.
At what pick?
It was kind of later.
Really?
And the NBA draft net, they have him at 11 to New York.
Yeah, I've seen him anywhere. I think it was like 10 to 14.
He was 23 on those
23.
lists. I don't know how accurate or up to date this one is. And then the last person you said,
Mathurin?
he's projected 9 to go to the Spurs.
And a lot of people that I've been seeing, like just random NBA fans, love Mathurin.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's lit. So I mean, we'll see how he ends up, but he can shoot. Super athletic for his size. So the next one is Shaden Sharp, which is
Kentucky. You put 2 Kentucky guys in there.
But he never even played for Kentucky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't.
Oh, that's
he
right.
didn't play a single game.
Yeah.
So he reclassified. Went to Kentucky, but only practiced, never played. And he would sit on the bench, but never dressed, nothing, because straight out of high school, next year he's supposed to be the number 1 overall prospect. And I mean, again, he's super athletic. His shot creation, like he's
gonna be super young.
Yeah. His shot creation is ridiculous. Like I feel like he can get a shot off whenever, off the dribble. He'll break you down. He'll step back, take you to the basket. It doesn't matter. Like defense, he's lit. Because he didn't play in college like for a year. You don't know like how he was against that competition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know how he'll project in the NBA. But for him to not play a single college game and then he's like top 6 projected or whatever, I think he's gonna be lit.
And this has him projected to the Kings. So
At what pick?
at 4. So after what you were saying, hopefully that's not the case about the Kings.
Facts.
AJ, what you got?
I haven't looked into it too much, really. But yeah, I usually like to look at it after the NBA draft, because then I can actually say, okay, I think he's gonna do well because he's here.
Yeah.
I feel like we usually revisit it after the draft and before the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, when the draft is June 23rd or something like that. So
yeah, usually end of June.
I mean, it's literally like less than a month away.
Yeah.
Would you have any players that you like? We literally just named my players and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. You just
Yeah.
you're gun ho on them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, we'll find out.
So we'll see
And when
how-
they get drafted, like obviously we can revisit.
Yeah.
But
I'll try to do some more research and come more prepared next
Bet.
time. But yeah, I mean, as far as college basketball goes, like I always say, I mainly watch ACC, so it's tough for me to truly tell about these other players. But that's all I got.
Anything happen in NFL or not really?
Outside of Travis Kelce, not anything. I feel like something did happen, and now I can't remember.
I mean, Jarvis Landry to the Saints,
Oh,
that
yes,
happened,
yes.
but that's been
Yeah,
they
that's
also
been a
got
couple weeks.
Tyrann Mathieu, so the Saints definitely making some moves. Colin Kaepernick, he was supposed to have a workout with the Raiders. But outside of that, I don't think there was really too much NFL noise.
I hope
in
he
the
gets
last couple
picked
of
up.
weeks. I mean, I do too, but I've also said like last few years, like the nigga's been out of the league for so long.
Yeah.
Like I don't know
It's
how
been, what,
good.
6 years
he's
now?
older too.
Yeah, bro. Like as much as we all want to see Cap succeed, I got to be realistic.
Not only
Yeah.
that, like even if he does go back and play, and he doesn't play well, it's just gonna,
Bro.
it's just not gonna look good, you know.
Yeah. I don't want him to go back and kneel, bro. Like, that's a disrespect to the flag, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Shut your ass up.
If he's gonna be on the same stuff, the same,
Right? That
nah.
shit-
But yeah, I just feel like if he goes back
Not
and
on my flag,
him
bro.
being older, he's definitely gonna be less mobile.
Yeah.
May get hit more and stuff. I feel like it just, not that it's over, but I don't think he can gain anything from going back, you know. But I don't know, you know.
I mean, money.
Yeah, maybe.
What
But
if he
he's not
comes
gonna-
back
he's not
and
gonna
he's
go
lit
for,
and
like, a
throws,
bunt.
like, 45
Oh,
Yeah, then there's
then I
that.
think we'll all be ecstatic, but
Right.
do I think that will happen? Unfortunately, no. But I would like for him to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I would love that, but I
Yeah.
just the way the league's looking, seeing like how fast Cam fell off, and I mean obviously due to injury, but
I mean, players, bro, what's the average career? Like 3-4 years or something like that for
Mhm.
an NFL player?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's been out the league for longer than that, so I get it.
Yeah, and there's probably some free agents that teams feel are better than Cap right now. So, we did have some white on white crime though with Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban. So Nick Saban during
what
like
happened there?
I
fucking booster event was saying essentially shitting on teams for buying players, which
shit on Deion Sanders, right?
Yeah, he shit on Jimbo Fisher because Texas A&M had the #1 recruiting class, and he was like they essentially bought their whole class. He got on Miami basketball because we had got some players for like $400,000 NIL deals, and then he did get on Deion for saying that they bought their Travis Hunter for $1 million, which who knows what's true, who knows what's false, but Nick
out of line.
yeah, like, come on, bro. You've been buying all your players fucking Challengers and Chargers for as long as you've been at Alabama. You the last just like Alec Baldwin we talked about earlier. Just read the room and shut your ass up.
You cornball.
Continue to cheat. But that's all I got.
continue to cheat. At least
Yeah. It's been another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 69. Lukey, hit the drop.
Huh?
I thought you were gonna make porn noises or something.
Oh my god.
Fuck me, fuck me.
Bro!
It's been another episode. I'm just leaving for the pod.
All right, peace.